Right. Now, let's get to some football. Know what I'm talking about? I'm still seeing Green Bay. Every week I got to deal with Green Bay. Green Bay is not still, even though they beat the Commanders. Jaden Daniels gets hurt. Goes down a little early. They say no major damage. He's day to day. But Green Bay played well. But I'm waiting for them to face a defense where they don't get to play from the front. When they have to play from behind, I foresee that we will see all of their deficiencies come out. Because that's the type of team that they are. Now, I could be wrong. Again, this is what I see. And this is why I don't put them in the class of, okay, now y'all finna go contend for the Super Bowl. Now y'all finna go win the NFC Championship. They're a really good team. But they need some. They have holes. They are not unbeatable. Okay. So, like I said, Green Bay, not really world beaters to me. I feel like they have weaknesses that can be exploited. But right now, they playing real well. So, I'm giving them a benefit of the doubt. But mark my words, they're going to run into somebody who can stop them on offense. And then we'll see what they really look like. Washington couldn't run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Got the ball spread out, passing the 9 receivers. You know, but they couldn't run the ball. And maybe that was due to the defense. Maybe that was due to the great offense of Green Bay. Either way, came up short. 27-18, you know what I'm saying? So, got to be better. Got to be better on the ground, especially when your starting quarterback goes down. Bobby Wagner had 11 tackles, you know what I'm saying? Green Bay ran the ball well. 84 yards from Josh Jacobs, 10 tackles from Edgerrin Cooper, 7 solos and a half a sack. Tucker Kraft tore them up. 6 catches, 124 yards and a touchdown. Hurt the secondary. Destroying them, you know. Washington playing from behind. They get that done sometimes, but against a team that can pass rush you the way that they can, obviously now, and they're doing a good job of mixing it up because he's not out there. Michael Parsons is not out there every play. They like to mix it up. They don't want him out there every play. So this is interesting to see. But again, I'm just waiting. I'm gonna catch him on a good week. They've been making me look bad on these picks. But moving on, we got the Jags and the Bengals. Joe Burrow out for 3 months with a turf toe. Sounds familiar. Sounds real familiar. You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati defense is suspect at best. You know what I'm saying? They over here looking terrible. And gave up 17 points in the first half, 10 points in the second half. Against 2 weak opponents. Reasonably weak opponents. Jags might be a little bit better. But Jake Browning, he's going to have to be better if they want to win again. You know, they end up taking this one 27-31. But boy, losing Joe Burrow, I don't know if it's worth it, you know. It's like, hey, Jake Brown is going to have to be better. He was 21-32, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he threw 3 picks. He gave the ball up 3 times. That's more even than you want for your backup. You know what I'm saying? Your backup comes in the middle of the game. He's got all this responsibility thrust on him, and now he got to deal with him turning the ball over 3 times. Even though he's the backup, you can't have 3 interceptions from your backup. Bengals weak run game, 2 2 weeks straight. Spend all this money on your receivers. Spend all this money on your quarterback. Hold out to pay your defensive end. The only guy who's a guy, probably, on that defense. And you give up 400 total yards. And luckily, you win the game. Somehow. You know what I'm saying? Travis Etienne had 71 yards. That was really the only bright spot for them. But Jamar Chase, 14 catches, 165 yards. Touchdown. I guess you could say that's what you paid for. Bengals defense gives up 400 yards. Yeah. 2 terrible defenses. Yeah, he got you 165, but 2 terrible defenses. You know, Bengals move on. Giants, Cowboys. Got the Giants and the Cowboys. I called this one. Told you Dallas wasn't going to cover the spread. Winning in overtime. But Cowboys come out with the victory, 40-37. Russell Wilson, 30 for 41, 450 yards. Giving them the business in the secondary. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 123 passer rating. But they got to find a running game. If they get a running game with Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson doing what they do, they're going to be all right. They might be better than Dallas. And their defense got to step up and do some things well, but they played really well in this game, even though they gave up a lot. They're getting better. Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, respectively. Neighbors, 9 receptions, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wan'Dale Robinson, 8 receptions, 142 yards, and a touchdown. What do you want from your receivers, man? Catch the ball. Catch the ball. Get open. Offensive line got a block. They put it all together this week. 450 yards from Wilson, man. That's crazy. But I had a feeling they would do it. I know Russell Wilson got something left in the tank. Dak Prescott, 38 for 52, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception, 96 passer rate. Not bad. Not bad. You know what I'm saying? You can't hate those numbers for real. He only threw 1 pick. Javonte Williams helped out immensely. 18 carries, 97 yards and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 9 catches, 112 yards. Jake Ferguson, 9 catches, 78 yards. But this is still a game with a lot of terrible defense. I have to admit that. Because these things just, if you watch the game, you would see. And I mean, obviously, the score is 40-37, but some of this stuff just shouldn't happen. A lot of penalties by the Giants. A lot of ridiculousness, you know. Moving on. Detroit and Chicago. Told y'all. Y'all better stop playing with Detroit. Y'all gonna stop playing with Detroit. For real. The boy Dan Campbell is not. He's not playing with y'all. Not terrible defense from Detroit. From Detroit. But it's a good bounce back game. You know what I'm saying? 63 on the ground from DeAndre Swift. Romeo Doomsday. 7 receptions, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. Held Caleb Williams to 19 of 30. 207 yards. 2 touchdowns and an interception. That's not bad. He didn't carve nobody up. He didn't struggle. He struggled, but he didn't get in no kind of rhythm. He only threw for 200 yards, you can tell. Jared Goff, 23 for 28, 334 yards, 5 touchdowns. Bounce back. Y'all better stop playing with that boy name. 156 passer rating. He's out there looking like Aaron Rodgers. He threw for 334 yards, 4 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? 5 touchdowns, excuse me. Unbelievable. Jamar Gibbs, 12 carries, 94 yards and a touchdown. David Montgomery, 57 yards and a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 9 receptions, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jameson Williams, shout out to my boy for show over there at Daddy and Daily. Yeah, Jameson Williams, 2 receptions, 108 yards, touchdown. Yeah, that's how we doing it. That's how they doing it in Detroit. Moving on. Rams and Titans. 33-19. Boy, Cam Ward is gonna be all right, but he's gotta go through some growing pains, and this was one of them. Matt Stafford out here at 23 for 33, 298 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Devontae Adams doing his Hall of Fame thing, 6 receptions, 106 yards, touchdown. Puka Nacua, 8 receptions, 91 yards. Cameron Kitchens, 9 tackles. You know what I'm saying? They was out there looking ready. Even though the difference in the score doesn't really show how much they dominated, but they was definitely in control. Cam Ward, 19 for 33, 175 yards and a touchdown. But he did throw to 8 receivers. He is not out there throwing games away like a lot of rookie quarterbacks do. The boy is a stud. He's physically a stud. So it's like you got to look at him and say, all right, the game shouldn't be that fast to him. He's very athletic, very strong, big, tall quarterback. Shouldn't be in there getting rattled like that. And he doesn't. He goes out there, he plays good football. Very impressed, even though he's struggling because his team's not that great. He needs some help. And they'll get him some help, I'm sure. Or he'll move on. But Tony Pollard, 20 carries, 92 yards. Much better than last week. Tennessee defense got to be better, though. Gave up close to 450 yards of total offense. There's a spot right there. They can get better. Definitely. He needs some more weapons on offense, but the defense got to be way better. 2 touchdown difference could have been way worse. Could have been way worse. Moving on. Patriots. Dolphins. Dolphins was terrible. Terrible. They showed some life, but boy, they still everybody know y'all got problems. Y'all got problems over there in Miami. So, we not going to sit here and sugarcoat nothing. There's problems out there. Mike McDaniel may be the first coach to get fired in the 2025-26 season. He's put himself in that position early. And I ain't going to even... And, you know, that's not fair. I ain't going to say he put himself there. The players got to play the game. You know, it's not always your fault as the coach. Players got to play the game. Sometimes players don't do what they're supposed to do. I could definitely say that about another team. That disappoints me. But I'm not going to say that. Drake May, 19 for 23, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, rushing touchdown. Patriots take this thing 33-27. Pass defense needs to be better. But they ain't give up a bunch of yards. You know, they forced the game's only turnover. But they got to be better. You gave up 27 points to the guys who just got slapped around last week. Probably, arguably, the team in the NFL who's struggling the most with the most talent. Ain't a whole bunch of teams with the talent that they have struggling the way that they are. Ain't a bunch of them. There's some, but there ain't a bunch of them. Ramondre Stevenson, 54 rushing, 88 receiving yards. Didn't know he had it in him. But nah, he's a good back. OU Sooner, not a Sooner fan. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Ramondre Stevenson. Fins suck right now. Dolphins suck right now. Countdown to the first new head coach. Countdown. Don't look good for you, bro. Bill Parcells calling you nerd boy. Don't look good for you, bro. Don't look good. 49ers Saints. Goodness gracious. This is a semi-rivalry game. They always play a tough game. 26-21. Niners come out on top. Mac Jones, 26-39. 279, 3 touchdowns. He did his thing. McCaffrey, close to 100 all-purpose yards. Jawan Jennings, 89 yards, 5 receptions and a touchdown. Fred Warner, 11 tackles, 7 solo tackles, and a tackle for loss. Still doing his thing. He out there machining. You know what I'm saying? Spencer Rattler actually played pretty well in this game. 25 for 34, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns. I know some Saints fans, they should be happy with that. Now, they obviously not happy that they took the L, but I know I got some friends that Saints fans. Spencer Rattler's looking a lot better than I expected. I didn't even expect him to really be an NFL quarterback. He may not be. He may be a career backup after this, but we'll see. Let's see how he develops. You know, after looking at him in college, I wasn't really that sold on him, but he's showing improvement gradually. Let's see how fast he can improve. Demario Davis, 11 tackles, 5 solos. Still doing his thing. Carl Granderson, 7 tackles, 5 solo, 2 sacks, and 3 tackles for loss. You know what I'm saying? Turnovers was even, close to even. No interceptions thrown in this game. 49ers don't look perfect, but they getting it done, man. That's what good teams do. Teams with talent, you find ways to win, especially in football. In the NFL, you take the win however it comes. Basketball a little different, and we're going to get to basketball too, because, boy, a lot of stuff is going on in the NBA right now. I got to get to that separate, but, you know, you got to win games how you got to win them. You know, Alvin Kamara, 99 yards, 21 carries. It was a good game. It was a good game. Saints gotta put something together, give a little bit more, find a little bit more somewhere so they can get these W's. You know what I'm saying? Moving on, we got the Bills and the Jets. Jets disappointed me this week a little bit. 30-10, take the L to the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen left with a bloody nose, comes back, still has 6 carries, 59 yards. James Cook, 21 carries, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. They ran the ball this week. They playing on Thursday night this week. They playing tomorrow. So we going to see if that strategy helped them out to, you know what I'm saying, be extra rested, because they ran the ball. The strategy was definitely to run the ball, and they got out of there quick. Got a nice little victory out of that, 30-10. Kept the Jets from scoring. You know, it doesn't help them if they can't put no points on the board. They got it, and their offense is still kind of struggling. Their defense is good, but their offense is struggling. So, you know, that's why you end up losing 30-10 with a defense that's great like theirs is, because your offense ain't doing nothing. You know, Jets pass defense is not a fluke, but they were weak against the run today. Jamie and Sherwood, 13 tackles, 6 solo, 2 tackles for loss, 3 fumbles from the Jets. You only lost 1, but you fumbled 3 times. 0 for 11 on 3rd down. You not gonna win no football game. You 0 for 11 on 3rd down. 0 for 11 is ridiculous. That's crazy. Man, that don't happen on Madden. I'm trying to tell you. That's nuts. 0 for 11. They lucky they scored. They lucky they got past 50-yard line. 5 for 14. The Bills were on third down, which is terrible. But when your team don't convert a single third down, your opponent, yeah, you're not going to lose that one. 154 total yards of offense. Bills get 4 sacks. Y'all pack it up and get on the train, man. Y'all ain't got to take a flight. You know, y'all are just right across the street. Moving on. Seattle, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh disappointed me. Definitely picked Pittsburgh last week. Oh, by the way, we was 12-3 last week. 12-3. 8-7 against the spread. Or excuse me. 8-7 on the over-unders. 7-3 against the spread. And we picked 4 underdogs. Me. I picked 4 underdogs. So yeah, we on the positive side. If you like to bet on football, you know what I'm saying. We winning games over here. Yeah, Seattle, Pittsburgh, not my finest hour. Seattle takes Pittsburgh 31-17. Oh man, Pittsburgh bonehead special teams, bonehead secondary. Kenneth Walker, 13 carries for 105 yards. Jackson Smith-Njigba, 8 receptions, 103 yards. Cooper Kupp, 7 receptions, 90 yards. Y'all getting tore up. Y'all getting tore up, man. This is madness. Bonehead secondary. Darnell Newford threw for almost 300 yards. Y'all out here looking crazy. And he threw two interceptions, but you gave up 2 touchdowns. This is just one of them games. It's like everybody got to have their head on straight before you go out there. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a winnable game for Pittsburgh. Ernest Jones, the fourth, 10 tackles, 8 solos for Seattle. Peyton Wilson, 10 tackles, 8 solos for Pittsburgh. Seattle outplayed them. Big fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh, terrible offense. Got to be better on offense. Got to generate ball movement, keep time possession. But Pittsburgh comes up short. Ravens and Browns. I am not going to waste my time with this. Lamar Jackson had 4 touchdown passes, and we're going to keep it pushing. Broncos, Colts. Much more interesting game. Oh, yeah. Well, the Ravens win 41-17. So there you go. 4 touchdown passes from Lamar. I need these guys to walk through the door. Y'all be standing in front of the door. Baltimore Ravens. Y'all guys. Walk through the door. Regular season, I see y'all. This is what y'all do. 41-17. 4 touchdown passes. Great. Yeah. I'm not even finna go into detail on this game because, like I said, I need y'all to walk through the door. Moving on. Broncos, Colts. Much more interesting game. 28-29. Colts end up edging them out. Bo Nix, 22 for 30, 206, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Colts are good, man. Colts are good. They got a good defense. They got solid weapons on offense. Colts are good. And Daniel Jones inherited that. So, I don't know. I never thought Daniel Jones was that bad of a quarterback. Watched play at college. He's just not one of them guys who need to be with a whole lot of responsibility on his shoulders. But you give him a guy like Saquon, or you give him a guy like Jonathan Taylor, he's okay. He's okay. He's going to make good decisions. He's not going to just throw the ball into nothing. You know what I'm saying? But Bo Nix played pretty good. They couldn't really get the ball downfield, it looked like, from the yardage, but he threw 3 touchdowns. He threw a pick, but hey, you threw 22 for 30. That's not that bad. But that shows me how good the Colts are, because they They came through in a tight situation. J.K. Dobbins, 14 carries, 76 yards. Troy Franklin, 8 receptions, 89 yards. Tough game, not much struggling. You know what I'm saying? A lot of penalties. Almost 20 penalties between two of them. Troy Franklin, 8 receptions, 89 yards. Yeah, I already said him. Patrick Surtain, 11 tackles, 9 solo. Talanoa Hufanga, 10 tackles, 5 solos. Alex Singleton, 8 tackles, 4 solos. Defense is getting busy. High-scoring game, kind of. But Daniel Jones, 23-34, 316, and a touchdown. That's a lot of ball movement. 316. Jonathan Taylor, 25 carries, 165 yards. What else needs to be said? They moving the ball. Easily. Very easily. 7 guys on defense with 5 tackles or more. Colts receivers played well. 7 guys with multiple catches. The Colts are for real, man. Colts got guys over there. Zaire Franklin. He got them guys over there. He captaining it up. He getting busy over there. They getting busy over there, man. I like the team. I like the makeup of the team. I like the identity of the team. They know they're going to play defense, and they know they're going to run the ball. Daniel Jones plays good when he knows he's got somebody to not only just throw to, but he can throw to him out the backfield. He can run. He can hand the ball off to him. He's comfortable out there, man. He's not a bum. He's not a bum. You just couldn't send him out there with no offensive line. There's a difference. Keeping it moving. All right. Carolina, Arizona. Man, another tight one. 27-22. Carolina, man. I feel for you. Panthers ran 77 plays. Arizona ran 48. This is a tough loss for the Panthers. They was controlling the ball. They was trying to. Very even matchup. 2 different styles. Panthers was throwing the ball a little bit, throwing it all over the yard. Arizona's got the ground game, got Kyler Murray, you know what I'm saying? Bryce Young, 35 for 55, 328 yards, 3 touchdowns and an interception. That's not bad. Shout out to Carolina, period. You know what I'm saying? Family from North Carolina, even though we live in Oklahoma now. Shout out to North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? I'm still low-key Carolina Panthers fan. But this is a tough one. Titaroa McMillan, 6 receptions, 100 yards. Kyler Murray, 17 for 25, 220. Touchdown and interception. Tough matchup, good game, man. Arizona, you can't play with Kyler Murray. You can't play with Kyler Murray either. Kyler Murray, they may not be a playoff team right now, but let me tell you something. If your team goes up against these guys, you could lose on the wrong Sunday. They are not fun to play against. Not fun to game plan for. If I'm a coach, Arizona is not the guys you want to have. Man, we need this game to get in the playoffs. We got to play them. Nah, I wish I was playing somebody else. Because you don't know what he's going to do. Kyler Murray could do just about anything. So, interesting that they rolling right now. They feeling good. They winning games. Moving on, Eagles Chiefs. You know I got stock in this one, but we didn't look great. We won the game 20-17. Everybody talking about the brotherly shove. I'm going to get to that in just a second, but we're going to get to the stats first. Saquon Barkley, 22 carries, 88 yards. We doing what we do. We run the football. And we're gonna get it done that way. We even hold the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, we even. We even now. You missed the false start call on the quarterback sneak. We even now. They gave y'all a holding call that y'all probably shouldn't have gotten the Super Bowl. Now we even. We'll say that. Patrick Mahomes, 16 for 29, 187 yards and a touchdown and an interception. That, to me, is shutting down Pat Mahomes. 16 for 29, he barely 50%. 187 yards, he couldn't even get 200 yards. Yeah, we shut him down. Jalen Hurts just continues to outplay this young boy. You know what I'm saying? At least in a head-to-head matchup. Again, you not playing against Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes not playing against Jalen Hurts. But we can't sit here and keep talking about Jalen Hurts like he's not that dude. My guy gets it done. He's a leader and he's a winner. 7 carries, 66 yards rushing and a touchdown also for Patrick Mahomes. Less rushing attempts. Man, this is a crazy stat. Pat Mahomes had less rushing attempts than all his running backs. Guess who was their leading rusher? Patrick Mahomes. That's a problem, obviously. You need a running back. Somebody got to get out there. They ain't put Pacheco out there. They quit. I don't know. Look, got to be better on the ground. He ain't got nothing out there going on. Every receiver had at least one drop, except for Hollywood Brown and Noah Gray. That says a lot. They need them guys back that are hurt at receiver. They need them back bad, and they probably won't be able to function until they do get back. KC defense, 2 sacks, no interceptions. That's not disruption. Y'all not disrupting nothing. We out here running, passing, doing what we want to do. 2 sacks. That's not y'all normally y'all calling card. But at the same time, gotta be more disruptive than that. Gotta come out there and play defense. Looks even by the score, but we dominated them again. We dominated them again on the court. I don't know if you know. I ain't gonna sit here and say that they cooked. Kansas City not cooked. Kansas City gonna do the same thing they did last year at the very least and get into the playoffs. But they not cooked. You know what I'm saying? I will say they are not the juggernaut that they've been through the last 5 years. Not the same team. Guys getting a little bit older. Pat Mahomes out there with a new set of guys almost. So, and the defense is changing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys that was on the defense ain't there no more. So, we're going to see what they do. We're going to see what they do in the future. We got Atlanta and Minnesota. Got Atlanta fans. I know, happy to see this. Shout out to the homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy Ray. Good to see Raheem Morris getting the win. Tough that J.J. McCarthy goes down for Minnesota. Michael Penix kept him honest. He wasn't out there. I think that was a little bit of a decoy. But he kept him honest while Bijan Robinson got busy to the tune of 22 carries, 143 yards. Tyler Algier, 16 carries, 76 yards. 11 defensive players had 3 or more tackles in Atlanta. Picked off the Vikings twice. Billy Bowman and Xavier Watts. They went to work. 4 turnovers from the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? They went to work on them. They ain't give them no leeway. J.J. McCarthy going to be out for the next month. So we going to see. Vikings not looking like they made the best decisions in the offseason. At least not right now. Tampa Bay and Houston. Shout out to my guy, the walk-on, Baker Mayfield. Showing it, doing the same thing he did last week to Atlanta. The boy just gets it done, man. Hey, you gotta give a guy props when he show up in these clutch situations. You know what I'm saying? Everybody nervous. A lot of guys can't get that done. Baker Mayfield, 25 for 38, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. No INTs. My favorite quarterback stat all time. Anytime you go out there, throw multiple touchdowns and have zero INTs, that's the most important stat. Bucky Irvin, 17 carries, 71 yards, 6 receptions, 50 yards. Getting it done. All-purpose yards. Getting it done through the air and on the ground. Staying available. Rashad White, 10 carries, 65 yards. They're probably going to win the South. Who's going to beat them? Atlanta got a chance. But Carolina, New Orleans probably not going to put up too much of a fight. C.J. Stroud with a quiet 13 for 24, 207 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Not bad. Sacked 3 times, 97 rating. Not bad. But like I said, Texans coming back down to earth. When he came out, they was looking real, real good. But, you know, sometimes you had that adjustment to the means, back to the average, back to the status quo. You know what I'm saying? But he's a good quarterback, C.J. Stroud. I like him. He's got good poise. Usually makes good decisions. Saw him make some bad decisions in the playoffs last year. But he's gaining experience. Soon we're gonna look at him and he's gonna be the man. Just like the rest of these guys. They grow into the experience. You know what I'm saying? Also had 4 carries, 27 yards. You know what I'm saying? Henry 2020, 11 tackles, 7 solos. Azeez Al-Shahir 10 tackles, 8 solos. Pretty even matchup, good game. Tough loss for Houston. Shout out to D'Amico Ryans. He trying to get this thing together. But yeah, Tampa Bay, Todd Bowles. Salute. And man, he's the example that these other coaches want to follow. You know what I'm saying? He said, we win over here. We gonna win games. Like to see it. Man. Last game. Chargers and the Raiders. Chargers look real good. 20-9 was the score. Not a lot to talk about in the game. I do want to talk about Tom Brady, though. Tom Brady, you sneaky little something or other. If you don't stay in the booth, you better stay in that booth, man. You don't get snatched up out of that owner's box. Out here trying to cheat, trying to talk to coaches. But I think this is the bigger story than the actual game. But in reality, man, who's gonna go to an interview, a pregame interview with Tom Brady doing the interview, and then you gonna give him your game plan, knowing he's the part owner of the team, of another team in the NFL, not even the team you finna play? How much are you really finna tell him? Oh, well, he can't do his job as a broadcaster if we don't do this interview price. Man, they ain't giving. You think Bill Belichick would be doing this if he was one of the coaches you had to interview? In any situation, with any player. If Peyton Manning owned still, I don't know. He might actually still own a piece of the Broncos. I don't know. I'm not positive on that. But if Peyton Manning comes show up, you gonna give you gonna spill the game plan to one of the all-time great quarterbacks who owns one of the teams. You gonna spill the whole game plan. Let me say that more specifically. You're not gonna give him no details. You're not gonna give him no real details. I mean, there's ways around this. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, the reason why this is news is because if you're gonna allow him to have that access, that looked like you giving them an advantage. Because now I have to make sure I don't tell him nothing. You see what I'm saying? I got to make sure that I keep my words, in line with what we trying to keep a secret in our organization. That don't make no sense, man. Either you gonna be in the booth or you gonna be in the owner's box. Pick one. You ain't gonna be in your division rival's locker room talking to the coach and talking to these players. It's like, come on, man. Come on. And he still gets to hear stuff and see stuff that he shouldn't be able to see. You do. Just because he's an announcer. Because in most of these cases, never in the history of the NFL, they had an announcer who owned a piece of a team. They get to talk to everybody. That sounds crazy. Stay in that booth, man. You the highest paid announcer in the history of announcing. Stay in the booth. But being the owner of a team trumps that. You know what I'm saying? You'll make way more money owning that team than you will working for Fox. So, hey, it is what it is. Las Vegas needs some time, some more pieces. Chargers defense is nice. Imposed their will on them. Got busy. Wasn't even a threat. Y'all, Raiders need time, man. They need more than field goals. They lucky they got to the other side of 50. Geno Smith, though, 3 interceptions. You hang it up. Hang it up if you're gonna have him throw 3. Just hang it up. Chargers have a chance to win this division. You already beat Kansas City once. You got a chance to win the division. Let's see what Harbaugh got. Trust Harbaugh. Harbaugh's another guy. You look at Jalen Hurts and they always, they criticize Jalen Hurts, but at the end of the day, this is not the first time we've seen quarterbacks who win this way. Jim Harbaugh. You know what I'm saying? It's smash mouth football. A lot of people don't play it no more. But it's effective when you do it correctly. And you got a bunch of guys who buy in and say, hey, we gonna run this football. We not gonna try to throw it all over the place when we ain't got the weapons to do so. We gonna create efficient offense, move the ball, you know what I'm saying, and chew up that clock so guys can't have a chance to come back. That's how you get 20-9. But yeah, man. Busy week 2. Appreciate y'all. Let me get to these lines. Check me out in the next video. Lines is gonna be crazy. More winners. We keeping it winning always. You know what I'm saying?